Gaming. It is Wednesday, March 17th, 2021. We'll take your phone calls live at 877-853-5247. Meeting ID is esportsXTRA. That is 377-678-9872. Hit the pound button twice to join the show. Larry Ridley here. SMI TV, NBC Sports, Madden, NFL, NBA 2K League. 3-on-3 tonight. I got the Broskies going down to the deep in the heart of Texas, North Texas, the Metroplex. Hey, Willie, what's up, baby?
Hey, we getting ready to go full capacity for all these sporting events here, man. I don't know how I feel about that, but once again, it's on. Let's get it in.
Full capacity, like Full Metal Jacket, for real?
Man. It sounds good to say. That's all I got to say about it.
Man, 100% wide open, man. Thank you, Governor Abbott. What's going on down there, D-Dubs in Brooklyn, Karnewski? Not too far from Iverson's sister, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, man. And it's chilly outside. I don't know. I thought I was done with snow. We saw a little bit of flurrying yesterday. Man, I got to get out of New York.
And it was crazy because it was like 70 degrees end of last week, remember?
Yes.
It was nice.
Yeah, and my wife, she went away for a girls' trip. So she's coming back from St. Martin yesterday. So I had to go to the airport.
St. Martin?
Yeah. They let her on the island. And I had to go pick her up. As soon as I walk outside, I said, "Is those flurries? Oh, you got to be kidding me." It's crazy.
Nice. All right, good stuff, man. You guys ready, man? We're going to get in about 45 minutes, man. We'll take your phone calls live, 877-853-5247, meeting ID, esportsXTRA. That's 377-678-9872. Pound button twice to join the show. We're going to talk Andy Dalton, LeBron James, playing not playing baseball, but joining baseball, Major League Baseball. Pretty different team, though. Is he a Yankee fan, Red Sox?
You don't know. He always flip-flopping anyway.
I don't know.
Leave LeBron alone, man.
Dodgers. I can think of 4 teams that he's rooted for. We'll get into some of that. We'll also talk about boxing. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua going to get together for a couple of fights. We'll get into that. Tiger Woods out of the hospital, resting comfortably at home. That was announced yesterday. Also got some news on his video game. He's back in a video game and not with EA Sports. We'll get into that. Activision Blizzard laying off some people. We'll talk about the future of esports and live events, something that we all love and cherish. And we certainly have missed. Last time we were all live was back in December, but looking like in May and the summer, we're going to have, probably 4, 5, 6 events coming up. So that'll be exciting to talk about. Could be for everyone Black News Channel this weekend, episode 42. We'll get into that. And Big League 2K Association. We'll talk about that. We're going to open up the registration here in the next week or two and have our first event April the 24th. We'll definitely talk about that. Hey, Willie, got to have him on the call with that. So, guys, you ready?
Let's get it. Let's put some technology on this track. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Andy Dalton parlayed a nice little opportunity with the Cowboys once Dak Prescott went out towards the middle to the end of the season last year and got a deal with the Bears. What do you think Andy Dalton will do in Chicago? What does that say to Mitchell Trubisky? What does that say to the other quarterback there? I forget his name.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles. Here's what I really want to get into. What happened between them and Seattle? It looks like Russell Wilson is staying. He's going to cook out there in the Pacific Northwest. We'll start with you, Durbin, since you are the Russell Wilson guy. What do you think about Andy Dalton and the Bears' failed pursuit of Dane?
Let Russ cook, D.
Let Russ cook.
Man. Well, got to give it to the Bears for trying. They tried. And they came up, I believe the report is 3 first-rounders, 2 possible starters. We don't know who the 2 starters were. And I heard today that John Schneider, the general manager, and the general manager for the Bears, I think they were at a pro day in North Dakota State, and they talked. But it was Pete Carroll that nixed the deal. Pete Carroll's not trading Russell Wilson.
Why? Because the wins and losses goes on his record.
True, and he doesn't want to rebuild, and if you really think about how Pete Carroll has done things, he's never really rebuilt. He's always, he's reloaded. He's never rebuilt, and he's like the oldest coach in the NFL. He's a got an extension. There's no fear of him losing his job. Who knows how much longer he's going to coach? maybe 5 years tops.
What, late 60s, right? He's pushing 70. Right?
No, I think
He's
he's older.
71?
He's older than that.
Yeah, because
Let me.
Bill's like 66, 67, something like that.
He is. Let's just check
He's
that out.
older than Bill. I know that. He's got Bill about a few years.
Yeah,
Weird, right?
He
he's
doesn't
one of
act
the
like it.
oldest.
That's what that West Coast
No,
does. He doesn't act like it.
No, you got
Pete
It's
Carroll
something. Rich
is
said
well,
it's something about the West Coast, man.
69. He's 69.
Okay, I thought he was pushing 70. So yeah.
Yeah, so
Because
he's
Bill's
not
like
gonna
66, 67. So yeah. you
right.
got Bill.
Yeah, so whatever Russell was trying to do, that fell apart. And as I've been telling people, Russell Wilson will go with my general manager, and Pete Carroll's the president. He's everything. And when he says he's ready to go, and at the end of the day, there would have been a $33 million dead cap
39.
hit.
39.
Yeah.
Mm.
Why would we take that
40
to
mil?
appease Russell Wilson? Who the hell is he? He ain't dictating nothing over here. I'm going to take that kind of cap hit to my franchise because you're not happy. No, you're not running nothing over here. I think that if there wasn't such a cap hit and the Bears first rounders were not in the 20s, but a little bit higher, I think that deal could have gone through.
Mm.
I think it could have gone through.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking about capital, A. Willie. What would it have taken to get Russ? Look, the Bears got Andy Dalton. Just let Mitchell Trubisky play, or just move on from him. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Like, how much better is Nick Foles than Mitchell Trubisky? Well,
He's
we know
not.
not much.
Not.
He got hot at
Not.
the right time a few years ago. How much better is Andy Dalton now than Mitchell Trubisky? Probably not much.
Right.
That's a push. I don't even
Right.
want to argue about it. Like, who cares? Whatever you
Right.
say, dude. Like, you can have it. Like,
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky's better than Andy Dalton. Okay, dude.
Okay.
I ain't fighting you with that.
Yeah.
What you got, A. Willie?
No, I think it would have taken a significant offer with respect to those starters for Seattle to do this deal because, one of the things that's happened with fantasy football, one of the things that's happened with people being Twitter GMs and thumb thugging and stuff like that is everybody overvalues picks. Because the thing about those picks is, case in point, I'm a Raider fan, right? You get those picks for Khalil Mack. What have they amounted to? It sounded good when the Raiders did the deal, but what have those picks actually amounted to? So when you're actually sitting in those rooms, and I've been in those rooms, when you're sitting in those rooms, you have to talk about real value of picks. And you also got to have enough confidence in your franchise that if they get those picks, they don't mess those picks up. And we've seen what the Bears have done when they had picks. They gave up, what did they give up? 2 2s and 2 3s to move up one spot when they didn't have to do that to get Mitch Trubisky. So if I'm looking at them as a franchise, like you got to look at what they're going to do with those picks. And the other thing as well that people don't understand when they're thumb thugging and they're internet GMing is that, and Seattle demonstrated this, it takes two to tango. People look at the Patriots and other teams and how they massage the draft board and things like that. I can tell you again from being in those rooms, the most interesting things that go on are the things that actually don't happen. The things that are discussed
never
that don't happen because you need 2, sometimes 3 teams to get something done that you need to get done. And there's gamesmanship involved. Some teams know exactly what you're trying to do. And instead of, a case in point, there was a lot of talk about when Kevin Garnett got traded to Boston from Minnesota. There were better deals on the table.
It was.
There were better deals on the table. So there's
solid for McHale.
Exactly. So there's gamesmanship that's involved in here as well that you can't equate. There's no way that you can measure that. So people talk about these things and they're like, now the Bears I can't believe they didn't do that. Well, they tried, as D said.
Yeah, they tried.
They tried. So I know Bears fans are frustrated. I know Bears fans from living in Chicago for almost 10 years, but they tried. And if the other team or teams is not willing to dance, what can you do?
What can you do?
Yeah. Go ahead. I want to get your thought. How do you think the Bears will do this year with Andy Dalton? I don't think they'll be worse. That's for sure.
I think they'll be okay, and I think there's a connection
they'll be just okay. Meh.
with Dalton and Kellen Moore, the OC. He was in Dallas, so there's a connection there. And then Trubisky, he's a free agent, so now, this is a Band-Aid on a wound, basically. And that's what you're going to be seeing a lot. With the cap going down, you're going to see a lot of 1-year deals. You're going to see maybe a couple of 2-year deals because everyone's taking a hit because of the cap being down. Now, except for the Patriots. I was telling someone that
Let's get it.
Robert Kraft.
Yeah, go. The cap is down, what, 16 million? And it's supposed to go up about 9 or 10. It usually goes up on average about 9 or 10. That's a $24 to $26 million swing. That's a lot of damn money.
Yeah.
That's a starting quarterback in the NFL.
It seems like Kraft, he gave Belichick the credit card, and this dude's trying to max it out.
Well, hey, they got 37 million left.
Yeah. Well, I think that's going to come to a head at some point. 30.
Yeah.
I think it might come to a head at some point. Either this is going to work, and they have no excuses right now, or this is going to blow up in 2-3 years. Yeah. But they're trying.
We're all hired to get fired in this
game.
Yeah,
they're trying, and they're going to shoot their shot. You know, they're not used to losing. They're having bad seasons. So Belichick is loading up the big gun, you know, to see, you know, he's got to deal with Buffalo and try to be better. And already on the schedule, Brady's coming there this year.
Yes, sir.
Bucks will be there. Bucks will be there.
Yeah, I don't see how
Brady
loses that game.
They're going to win that game. They're going to win.
Who's going to win that game?
Patriots are going to win that game.
I don't see it.
Hey, it's on wax.
Put money on it.
I don't see it.
Put money on it.
We can put something on it.
They are going to win that game.
How?
I guarantee you that.
Well, we're not even going to say how.
Belichick is already right. Last year, he was working on that game plan.
Okay. He can work on it all he wants.
He knows this is how you can beat Brady. He knows. He knows. Okay. So that's going to be a great game. I'm going to be glued to for that one, though.
Oh, that's that's a primetime game. That's got to be a 4 o'clock or 8 o'clock.
Well, it should have been an opener if Tampa Bay was playing at home. That would have been the opener. There's no doubt about that. That would have been a Sunday. That would have been a Thursday night game opening the season on Ring.
You got to have that midseason, let it marinate.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, because it's New England's home game. Now we saw Baltimore do this. They won the Super Bowl and they played on the road. Remember? Because they played. Was it Denver or somebody? Because the Orioles had a home game or something like that. They played on the road.
Yeah.
Either Baltimore or Denver, one of the two, played on the road the next year when they won the game.
Yeah.
When they won the Super Bowl. So
for me, I think the Bears. For me, I think whatever with Andy Dalton. For me, if they don't upgrade any of the weapons, whether that's trades, whether that's free agency, whether they draft, if they don't help them, and the only weapon they go into that's legit is Robinson, they'll have problems. They're gonna have some real problems. Whoever the quarterback is, doesn't matter.
Because the defense is still, representative.
Yeah.
Really good. Still a top 10 defense. So we'll see what they can get out of that offense. LeBron James is a minority owner now in Major League Baseball with the Red Sox. Quick little story, true story. We're going to show you. You're going to see a picture of him and Dr. Dre. That was at Fenway Park. I want to say 2009 or 10, somewhere in there. 8, 9, 10. It was after they won the 07 World Series. I had some headphones from Beats, those Red Sox inspired Beats headphones. They were going to give them to me. I did a live shot at 6 o'clock. The guy from Beats gave them to me. Then at the very end, he reneged. Indian giver, asked for them back.
Don't say that, LL. Take that back. Take that back. Take that back. Don't say that.
I'll take that back. I'll take that back. But you know what I mean? But yeah, he took it back. Now, this is a true story, though. Because LeBron was coming. And I know the Celtics, I think they played the Cavs or something like that. Wasn't too, he was in town. And they gave them to LeBron. And I think by picking in this picture, I think those may be the ones that I had. I'm pretty sure they were. I don't know if you see them in the picture.
Silencer.
Man, I was like, I got big-footed for LeBron, but
you got Lil Low. Yeah.
I got stunned. Stunned.
Hey,
Stop, son. Stop, son.
LL, they're worse people that you could get Lil Low by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about LeBron now? His fourth. How many teams he rooted for in Major League Baseball? Dodgers, Indians, Yankees, Red Sox. Anybody else? Did I leave anybody else out?
That's it.
That's it. 4 right there.
Yeah.
How do you think he'll be as an owner? He did have a 2% ownership stake. I remember when I was in Boston with Liverpool. Roush Fenway Racing, so he's got the NASCAR and things of that nature there. It's a pretty good deal because the Red Sox, they print money. And he gets a piece of Nesson, too. New England Sports Network up there in Boston, too. I think it's a pretty damn good deal by LeBron. They print money up there in Boston. If you can't get a piece of like the Yankees, the Red Sox probably be the number 2 team to go after. Or he's out in L.A., probably should get a piece of the Dodgers. Hook up with Magic.
What they got Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What you said? They already got the Token Brothers? Is that what you said?
You know how it goes.
What do you got things. I think LeBron is once again he's leading the way and he's showing these athletes, man. This is how you get your way into ownership. He's gonna be a majority owner just like Michael Jordan one of these days.
No,
In
no,
in
no
some sport.
question.
Yeah.
No question. And what I like about it, a couple things. One, what I like what LeBron is doing is in terms of having that entrepreneurial spirit, that idea of I don't want your endorsement money, I want ownership. I really love that thought process out of him. And the other thing too, I think LeBron, I know one of the things he wants to do as a majority owner in the NBA, he also, I think, wants to function like our sister Renee Montgomery, not only owning the team, but as
Mm,
an executive as well, because he
mm,
said, I know talent, right? So I think he wants to do that also. And I think LeBron would be good in that regard because of the fact that if you watch him throughout his career and if you watch his the businesses that he set up, he has always been about empowering others. And so I think that's something that he can take into being an executive, being able, because when you're about empowering others, you can also identify with other people. And that's been an issue for elite talent players when they go into ownership, when they go into as a GM, when they go into coaching. It's hard for them to identify with other people because it's like, dude, you don't understand that I'm not you.
right, right.
LeBron does a
Jordan
pretty
had that problem. It's like, dude, Jordan,
well.
everybody's not as good as you, man.
Well, it seems like they all struggle with that, with the
Yeah.
exception of maybe Larry Bird. And
Mhm.
then I'll say this as a talent executive, as a talent evaluator,
Evaluator.
Isaiah Thomas is so underrated. People hate on him, but
Huh?
dude can draft
What?
players.
Yeah, that's a tough
Tracy
sell here.
McGrady,
That's a tough sell here.
Tracy
Yeah,
McGrady,
you can't
Yeah,
sell me that
David
tough
shit.
Lee,
sell here.
right?
You
No,
know,
I'm selling it. Tracy McGrady. He
I ain't
drafted Tracy
buying.
McGrady. Drafted Vince Carter. He drafted Damon Stoudemire, right? He drafted Damon Stoudemire in the 90s when the league was dominated by big guys. He drafted a 5'10" point guard that was the rookie of the year.
Mighty Mouse.
Hey, this dude can evaluate talent, and I'm standing on it, right?
My dog
So
won't hunt here, A Willie. I'm sorry, man. I
I'm
can't have you
standing
back
on it
on that
because
one.
you guys ain't basketball dudes. I'm pulling your cards.
We're not
Y'all
gonna
ain't
look.
basketball
We're not gonna
dudes,
look. We're not gonna forget
right?
all
I'm
the
put,
bad he did in New York. You
that's
kidding me?
coaching. That's coaching. But
Terrible.
evaluating talent, bro. Evaluating talent, you can't argue with this
He
dude,
should have
man.
left his legacy on the court in Detroit.
Evaluating talent, trades, I got you. I got you.
Well, he walked off the
Evaluating
court after they got beat by the Bulls, so he didn't even get on the
evaluating
court.
talent, nah, man. I'm standing on that with Isaiah.
You on
So
that hill
now,
by yourself, brother.
well, that's fine. That's
10
fine.
toes down, 10
That's
toes down,
fine. That's
10
fine.
toes down,
I didn't get to the point in the industries that I got to waiting on everybody to approve
10
it.
toes down.
I'm
You
good
10
with
toes
that.
down though.
10 toes down,
Okay.
standing on it.
Mhm.
So back to my point, what I was saying, I love the fact that my man could do that with LeBron. Now, the other thing that I want to see too, we need from a progression standpoint with our community. The other thing that LeBron is doing is setting up that generational wealth. So now we can start seeing people in ownership that aren't the greatest that ever did it in whatever field that they're in. Because right now we're at a point when we are in ownership, we have to be the greatest or in that conversation of being the greatest that ever did it, right? We can't just be rich,
Right.
right? right? So now it's
You
getting to
just can't be Wick Grossbeck of the Celtics. You
there
just
we
can't be
go.
some
We
short
we
little guy walking around.
no, we can't do that. You got to be Usher, Chris Rock. You got to be
Right.
Nelly. You got to be LeBron. You got to be
Right.
Michael Jordan. You got to be Magic Johnson.
Right.
Right. So what now?
Can't be Dan Gilbert of the Cavs.
Right. You can't do that. We got to be the greatest or in that conversation of being the greatest of all time.
Right.
So
Good
now,
point.
as these guys continue to set what they're setting up, now we can get that generational wealth where somebody can just be a dentist and just happen to have money and hey, I want to buy a team. So that's the next sort of frontier that we need to start making sure that we're a part of.
Yeah. Hey Willie, thank you for that. D-Dubs, your thoughts here. What do you think? What do you think LeBron's going to do with this ownership? Why the Red Sox? I get it. I mean, he's already got a partnership with him, pretty much.
You know, my first reaction when
Started the family.
I saw it yesterday on my ticket was like, loser.
Oh boy.
That's the first thing that came to mind. I said LeBron. I said it's fitting. He would pick the Red Sox. But other than that,
Time out.
Hold on.
Do I have to put D?
Hold on.
I have to pull a ring out?
4 World Series.
Do I gotta pull a ring out, D?
Let me tell you
And
something.
D, hold up, D.
14 years.
And D, let me say this.
They lose. They will always be losers around
and let
here.
me say this. And let me say this. What happened to your advantage in New York?
That's like saying the Patriots are losers.
Man, listen.
Yeah. But D, what happened to your advantage in New York when everybody started spending money, fam? What happened?
What are you talking about?
When all the other teams in Major League Baseball, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, when the other teams started spending money, when you couldn't just
have money.
That's my point. When it got to the point, D, when it was like, we just not going, I'll be able to outspend you, y'all stop winning.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Well,
we got the deepest. We still got deep pockets. We don't worry about. We don't worry about what y'all doing.
You do have deep pockets, but other people, the discrepancy in terms of what people are willing to spend is not what it used to be. And now, since that advantage is gone, y'all ain't winning as much, and that is factual.
I don't believe that.
Lucky to get the World Series in 2009. You're lucky.
Okay. We have it on the field. We haven't gotten it done. I don't think it has anything to do with us.
Y'all spending money. Y'all just can't say, D, we just gonna outspend everybody because the other teams are spending money too.
Right. Number one or number two in payroll and one World Series appearance in the last 12, 13 years.
That's my point.
Yeah, but I don't think that we would ever try to outspend people.
Well, I don't think that was D. When we won it in 04, right? We had the second highest payroll, and y'all were outspending us by like $50 million.
Okay. Right? I recall a time when the Oakland A's was winning. They wasn't spending any money. Or the Marlins. That's
listen. So this is what I'm saying. So now that discrepancy isn't as much. That advantage isn't there for y'all as much, and y'all ain't winning as much. It's just facts.
Sure. Go ahead, D-Dubs, real quick.
I don't. We're gonna agree to disagree. I don't
you can't just say the Red Sox are losers when they won 4 World Series.
That's
I mean, at 427. I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't compare
over 130 years or 4 like 14, dude.
Listen, it's New York City. They ain't always gonna be losers to me.
Okay.
I mean, and LeBron, he can't. He a Yankee fan. He flip flops on the court anyway. So I'm not surprised he flip flop with his.
We showed him what a Yankees hat on.
Is he a Brown fan?
We showed him with Indians. We showed him with the Dodgers. You're right.
I'm taking my talents to Cleveland. I'm taking my talents to LA. I'm taking my talents everywhere.
At the end of the day, I commend him. I always commend him for his work off the court and paving the way and showing how things can get done, how you can do stuff. Generational wealth. You know, he's setting up his family and his friends for generation to generation.
Yeah, he's on his way to a billing.
Yeah, I mean, he's been tremendous off the court. He's been a tremendous icon on how you could get things done, and getting property and getting a piece of a franchise and things of that nature, like Jordan did. So that should be commended. That's a great move on his part. So
how will the Boston fans accept this? Willie, real quick. That was my thought. I'm like, this is gonna be a love-hate thing. Like, I know they respect him, but they're like, man, get out of here, man. We're all about the C's, man.
Yeah. The Boston fans are, that's one of the fan bases. That's one of the fan bases that they know the GM, they know the owner. There are a lot of fan bases that they just care about what's going on the field. They don't care about the stuff that's off the field. But they'll definitely have something to say about that. You've been LL outside of the Garden when they were selling stuff on T-shirts and things with certain sayings about LeBron that I will not say because we are on a family program, right? So
crybaby whiner. I remember they got on Khloe Kardashian, ugly sister.
Yeah, that's
I remember
clean
Montreal
stuff.
Canadiens, what do they call the Canadian dive team?
Yeah, that's the clean stuff, right? So, but it's some other stuff too, and so I think people have fun with it and whatnot. But man, at the same time, if those World Series rings show up, I don't think people really care about it.
04, 07, 13, and 18. Derwin, what you got?
Y'all still underneath us. Who cares? Who cares? They don't care about the Red Sox. Who cares?
I was like saying the Cowboys are great. They ain't won a damn thing in 20.
Listen,
26 years.
You can't erase royalty, baby.
Yeah,
we royalty.
Years.
Those pinstripes are royalty.
One Super Bowl in the last 20
years. If it wasn't for us,
royalty.
I mean,
royalty.
We paved the way for a lot of cats with the Yes Network and all the other stuff, so you guys can have some money and have your own network.
What
So
have you done for me
we
lately?
ain't worried about y'all.
Shout out
And,
Janet, the GOAT.
Yeah.
and the generation that we live in now,
Right.
when it comes to the NBA, I wouldn't shock me if LeBron makes another trip and leaves the Lakers to go to Boston before his career is done. He's been running around different teams anyway.
That'd be crazy. What, LeBron at 38, 39 playing for the
Listen,
season?
he's got
Wearing
stock in
number
Boston.
33.
He's got
Right.
stock in Boston.
He'll never play for the Celtics. I don't.
I
see
would
that.
never say never with him.
If he gets an ownership, he probably will.
I would
I'm
never
Michael
say never
Jordan.
with
I
him.
play for the team I own.
Let's go real quick. Let's pick it up a little quick, real quick. Boxing, squared circle, sweet science. Joshua, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury got a 2-match contract coming up here. Who you guys like in this matchup? I've got big on Tyson. I still want to see Deontay Wilder get in here, but I'm glad it's a 2-fight deal. He needs a year or two off, completely off, before he gets back in the ring with that monster, because he's got to figure out, dude, you ain't gonna just knock him out with that right hand. You better learn how to
He can't
box.
box.
Well, that's what I'm
Dude,
saying. I agree
he
with
can't
you. Yeah,
box.
I agree. Darwin, I agree.
So I mean, I
Quit
don't want to
yelling
see
at me.
Wilder. He need to go.
Stop yelling at me.
Wilder need to go retire. I'm like, dude, I hate when guys
Bomb
come off and they run their mouth
squad.
like they Ali, and you're not nowhere near that guy.
To this day. To
Come
this
on,
To
day.
this day.
Stop it.
Hey, he was speaking facts when he said that, though.
He was.
Yeah.
I've always been. For day one, I've always been
Anthony
Team
Joshua's
Joshua.
soft, man. He's soft, dude.
I've been Team Joshua from day one. I'm not gonna waver from it. I think that out of all the heavyweights in the heavyweight division, I think Tyson Fury is the most skilled.
Mhm.
I think he can really box.
Mhm.
Joshua's chin scares me a little bit, but I think that Joshua is still not at his peak yet. I still think that he's still getting better.
Okay.
It should be a tremendous fight. It's the fight everyone wants to see.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
Well, what's a bigger fight than this?
Not in the heavyweight division, no.
What's a bigger fight than this in the heavyweight division?
No, I said in the heavyweight division, no.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No. I agree. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
I said no.
Yeah, so
What?
I'm glad that it's finally going to happen. It's not like a Floyd Mayweather where you got to wait 5 more
boy.
years for the guy to get in the ring. You're going to see at least, barring injury, 2 fights between these guys this year. The first fight is 50-50. Second fight will be 60-40. Whoever the champion is going to get 60. Should be a tremendous fight. Great fights. Pay-per-view should do really well. And I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
It's hard to get really too, revved up for, because they're both English. It's like, it's not an American in there. It's the same, sort of, storylines that we're talking about. I'm just not big on Anthony Joshua. I agree with you. I don't think he has a good chin, and I'm good.
If you're a boxing, listen. If you're a boxing fan, it's a heavyweight division.
Oh, I get it. I get the allure of it, but I'm just two
and
English guys, and I'm good. It's like when the Klitschko brothers fought. It's like, hey, who are these guys?
But I
You
like
need
two
American
English
in there,
guys. I
man.
like the guys on the other
but
side
you
of the pond,
need The good old US of A.
But it's not their fault that there's no good
We
American
sick
heavyweight.
right now. I agree.
There's nobody.
I agree.
And,
I want to see
everybody's
Fury and Jake Paul.
and
That's what I want to see.
everybody's
Fury and Jake
everybody's
Paul.
pockets are affected because it's not a dominant American heavyweight, and that's in all of boxing, with the exception of Floyd Mayweather. Everybody's pockets are affected in all of boxing because there isn't a dominant American heavyweight that the world can love
and hate
or hate. It's just not. And
that's
so
that's how you sell tickets, man.
It's been a long time. I mean, since Tyson and Holyfield.
Since Tyson is the last one.
Yeah.
That
I mean,
he's the last one, man. And and to your point, I think the other thing to watch with this fight too is both of these guys are Tyson Fury is, of course, a skilled boxer, as LL said, as you said as well, D. The other thing about Anthony Joshua is that what we've seen in recent history, and I don't blame guys for this, right? I'm not, hey, get your money, man. You win the fights how you can win them. But Anthony Joshua is not necessarily willing to stand there and trade either.
Right.
So it's going to be very interesting watching both of these guys that are accumulation guys, not one punch knockout guys.
Man,
right?
Did you guys see the Klitschko fight?
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
one, Joshua?
Did
but
did you see that fight?
I did, but D, the fights
Really?
after that, right? The
Yeah.
fights after that, he hasn't engaged. And again, as I say that, I'm not as I say that with Mayweather, right? I'm not mad that Mayweather hits people and then doesn't get hit.
He's
I
not the
like the
engager.
I like the sweet science of boxing. So
Mhm.
to your point, D, for people like you and I, we will watch this regardless. But if you want to do big numbers, big numbers, these guys are going to have to do things outside of the ring to really promote this fight because they don't have styles that bring in mainstream fans. People that only want to watch them fight. They don't have styles like that.
You,
So they really got to leverage Tyson Fury's personality.
sure.
Listen,
They
this
gotta
fight's
ride his coattails. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
this fight's
Yeah.
gonna make money. Let's not
Yeah,
be this.
absolutely, it
Let's
is.
not be pompous Americans
No,
and
it's
think
gonna
that
make money.
and think that because America doesn't have a dog in this fight, like it's not. Joshua's selling out 80,000 seat stadiums.
Yeah,
That's
over
America,
there.
America's
over
not
there. Over
exactly,
there. Over there.
exactly.
Okay.
That's not happening here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Vegas, that's not happening here. So let's not poo-poo that is over the pond.
Will it do?
And
Will it do?
We're not, D.
Will it do $500 million in pay-per-views like Mayweather did like 4, 5, 6 years ago?
That's what I'm saying. And
No,
the reason,
absolutely
the
not.
reason why he can do that, there aren't that many hardcore boxing fans. The reason why Mayweather can do that is because it's bringing in people that only watch when he fights.
Mhm.
yeah,
And so
and
I'm
I don't know
saying
what
with-
it is
so-
about him.
So I'm
I
saying
think
with
there's a
Well,
so
it's
it's
donut
exactly
beside
what I
his
said.
name.
Is
It says
he's
zero.
made people either love him
Exactly.
or hate
And
him.
hate him, exactly.
So
And
that's
people-
what it is.
And just as
right?
many people want to see him get his ass knocked out.
right.
That's what I'm
I think
saying.
that's what it is.
So,
I
so
don't think it's because he's entertaining.
No,
He's
no,
just
no.
not-
but that's what I'm
It's
saying.
zero. It's zero.
So what I'm saying with Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, because both of them are not from here, and
Mhm.
because neither one of them fights a style where it's like one punch and I'm gonna lay you out, right? They're gonna have to leverage the fact that Tyson Fury is very extroverted, his
Right.
lifestyle. They're gonna have to leverage that to bring mainstream people in to do big numbers. This ain't about you and I. We're gonna watch this regardless.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
If you want to do big numbers, it's got to be those people. The girl that don't watch boxing, but I know who he is. She's gonna watch it.
This guy's you got to get in a certain percentage of the casual fans. Everybody's
Right.
looking for that. That's how you grow. That's part of
Right. That's what I'm
part of the growth.
saying. So
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna
agree.
have to leverage Tyson Fury's
Sure.
personality.
Sure. Got it. Gypsy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's go to PGA golf real quick. Tiger Woods out of the hospital, Mount Sinai, resting comfortably at home. Hopefully he'll continue to rest and recover here. It's been a long road to recovery for Tiger Woods, but he is on the cover, and he is the executive producer of the PGA 2K21 game that's going to be coming out. We actually do it on the HBCU shows that I've been doing, actually starting next week or two. So that's going to be pretty cool. Your thoughts here on Tiger Woods lending his voice, had that long relationship with EA, I believe 15 years. I believe it ended my second year at EA, so 2015. Then they signed Rory McIlroy. That only lasted a year. So your thoughts on Tiger Woods joining forces with 2K Interactive? Go ahead, D-Dubs.
I mean, good for him. I'm a little down on EA. I think EA might need to get out of the sports business.
Tell him why, D.
Be
Yo,
careful. Be careful. Hey.
I was about to say, hey Willie, I thought about you yesterday because I was on Twitter and,
Yep.
and EA was getting lambasted by the Madden community yesterday. And just reading the comments were hilarious. They were killing them.
They've been
last night.
complaining for years. They
Oh
still
my
play the game.
God! Somebody
Not
needs
playing
to
the
get. Somebody needs to get.
But D
somebody
has
else to make
his.
the game.
D's got his. He plays this game. He knows what it is.
Oh
in
my
terms of
God.
Dub, we got to get you in the league next season. You got to play. That way we can get some intel, man.
D's got
got to
his
play.
insight on the
You get in
games
the
as
league.
well.
You get in the team. Straight up, you get in the team, man. For real. Straight up.
But I mean, good for Tiger. I guess this must have been in the works for a little bit. So good
Oh,
to
yeah.
get him back on the cover. For a period of time he was golf, and I don't know. Maybe it's a good marketing plan to put it out right now after this
His likeness
accident.
can appear in the game as well.
Okay, yeah. So I think it's a good thing. 2K wants to wrestle some of that crowd away from EA, so it's a good thing for them.
Well, they got it. EA's not doing a golf game anymore.
Yeah, so
D, they following your advice, man.
yeah, somebody else. Anytime you have a monopoly, sometimes, man, these cats just think they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Mail it in.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
Go ahead,
definitely true.
hey, Willie, your thoughts real quick? Tiger Woods?
I like to see it. I personally didn't get PGA 21 because of Tiger's not on the game, and I'm sure that I wasn't alone on this. And going back to the games, the days when I know you remember this, D. We have to play NBA Live, and you play the Bulls, and you have to go and create Michael Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like because he wasn't on there, and I just remember it. And then when you create them and you're playing against people, it's always an argument. That's not realistic. You just added all that stuff. So, the fact that Tiger will be part of it is good. But the other thing I like too is, as we've been talking about earlier with athletes sort of exercising more than just being a figure and a figurehead, actually getting that executive credit on the game as well is something that I like also. Tiger using his leverage. So, doing that, other athletes can learn from that as well. I like to see it. It's good.
Yeah, I don't think why it wouldn't be, and a very easy thing to do for Tiger Woods. Like, hey, it's my likeness, it's my name. I want to be executive producer. All right, done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's an easy one. Like,
that's all it takes.
But
Come on.
LL, as you say that though, like think about how many
most guys
athletes
don't
are
think about
doing that.
that. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's
Complete
easy.
ownership of everything. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's all. I'm glad
No,
to
good point.
see athletes doing it.
And in his press release, you could tell the excitement and the joy that he had in working with the team and being part of the creative process as well with the PGA 2K21. So going to be exciting to see Tiger Woods. You're going to see some courses, probably see some other golfers in there, and the most important thing, his likeness will appear in the game. So you get to play with Tiger Woods, and hopefully, for his sake, man, I hope that he gets back, man. I want to see him on the golf course at some point. Probably won't be in the next year or two, but maybe in 2 or 3 years he can get back on the golf course and going for Grand Slam number 16, 17, and 18.
Give us another run.
Give us another run, man, because he's getting up there in age. He's almost 50. By the time he'll be able to play, well, he'll be what? He's a year older than me. He's like what, 44, 45? Yeah. See, once you get to 50, I mean, what we saw Greg, we saw, Jack. He won his last Masters at 46, something like that, 1986. So yeah, we'll see.
Give us another one. Give us
Hey,
another one.
positive vibes. Root for Tiger, guys.
Yes, sir. Because
don't
that
know,
Masters
man.
run.
I know. I've heard doctors say he ain't coming back from this. And I was scared. Oh boy. But if anybody can beat the odds, it's
It's that dude.
Tiger Woods.
I just would like to, hopefully he can walk again and be
Yes,
fine and be
facts.
healthy. But him winning another major, I ain't betting on that.
Well, the good news is it's not like he has to go out there and play, tight end or,
Yeah.
play, point guard for the, an NBA team or something like that. So, as I like to call golf, walk it. That's pretty much all you got to do. Just walk the 18, bro. That's all you got to do. Real quickly, Activision Blizzard, big news yesterday, laying off 50 people for the live esports teams. Layoffs have been going on for about a year or two now. It's been going on for. I started doing some research and I'm like, I saw stories in 18, 19, 20. They were talking about layoffs at Activision Blizzard, of course, running the Overwatch League, wildly popular and successful. SNY, they own the New York Excelsior. The Patriots, Bob Kraft and the Patriots, they own the Boston team. You also see them in Call of Duty. So they've got pretty much 2 of the 3 biggest esports leagues, if I'm not mistaken, right, Kev? Is that fake?
And Overwatch, right?
Yeah,
I
Overwatch
said
and Call of
Overwatch
Duty.
and Call of Duty. I said Overwatch and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think that's 2 of the top 3. I think you
Yes.
got to put League of Legends in there. So yeah, that's 2 of the top 3, and Activision Blizzard definitely part of that. What do you guys think here as far as Coach K and I talked about this? We saw this coming years ago. I've been on some really big productions like Rocket League. We did the World Championships out in Vegas. It was $1 million product. We had a TV truck. It was crazy. In an arena, I'm like, this is a lot of money. This is millions of dollars they're spending right now. That's a lot, man, for this space. The NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, they've been doing this for decades,
Right.
100 years, century and a half. For these esports, that's a lot of money to burn through, man, and they're burning through that money pretty fast. It's a lot of money to do these large-scale esport events, man, live on location. Maybe they can learn something from us, man. They better get lean and mean. What do you guys think, Gerald? We have no choice to be lean and mean, though.
Yeah.
What do you think, D-Dubs?
I mean, anytime you're talking about layoffs, it's just tough, man.
Mhm.
For the people that don't have jobs anymore, it just sucks. And now, just with the COVID situation, everybody's been hit hard in their pockets. So it just, it sucks for everyone all the way around. So this is definitely not a good time for it. And you said this has been building up over the last couple of years.
Layoffs last few years. It's like
Yeah.
ESPN. You saw it the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You've seen about every other year they've laid off about 200 or 300 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then even with ESPN, they laid off a bunch of big
300
guys.
at one time.
They
Yeah.
got rid of their
Yeah.
esports division.
Yeah, and then I remember calling my my buddy Darren Haynes because I was like, never thought that he would get laid off.
He replaced me in Boston, so we're tight.
Yeah, so and I was like, I thought they were just laying off the big guys and making the big money or whatever, but not nobody's safe.
They're laying off the guys making $200K, man.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it
Yep.
just layoffs. Anytime you have the L word, it just sucks all around.
That's a good point. I saw some of those guys on Twitter. I know Coach K sent me one of the guys, one of his profiles and things of that nature. So it does suck. Hey, Willie, your thoughts here on Activision Blizzard?
Yeah, it's not good, and this isn't something that is specific to the esports industry or to Activision. The fact of the matter is we see this across the board in corporate America altogether, where
Restructuring, blah, 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 blah,
where
blah.
at the end of the day, where these corporations really are responsible to the shareholders only. And you see this what happened at Activision while the CEO is there. Activision's reporting record profits while they're laying people off. So again, I think the biggest message in all of this, and I hate to sound cynical, is when we are in this world and we are working now more than anything. This is a different world than when our parents were coming through. Now more than anything, when we're working, you have to have a responsibility to you and you only.
Look out for number one.
You really have to do that. That's really how you have to navigate this. And I hate to say it like that, but that's really how you have to do it.
Yep.
Yeah. They did, look, to be fair, they did talk about, we talked about this before. I know Coach K and I have talked about this plenty of times. The pandemic and what it unleashed, allowed with the ingenuity and learning how to do things virtually and digitally. I think that hurt the live production as well, because now they're like,
Yeah.
hold on, we just did a season virtually for a quarter or a third of the price.
Yep.
No more than half. Dum, 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 dum. I was like, okay, there we go. You got your answer. NBA 2K League. Coach K, OG. I know I want to get back in the studio. I love it. I think it'd be great. Why would they? Why do they need to? Why rent a studio in the freaking Manhattan for $1 million a month?
Queens.
Why?
Right.
Why?
Right. Right.
So look, it is what it is, guys. We all know about the budgets and things of that nature. So we'll keep an eye on this. But yeah, I thought it was sort of sad, man. And
It is. It's
especially
sad.
like you said, hey, well, if they're making money, it's not like I can understand if the company was losing money. They are making damn near record profits.
Yeah.
And that's why it's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah. Very much so. And it is, it's always funny, when they tell us, and you look at the cost of living now, and they tell us that in terms of saving, you need to put away at least 6 months of savings, right? You need a year of savings, whatever that number is. And if these corporations miss one check, we have one that, man, like they act like wait a minute, I thought you said 6 months to a year, right? So like that is, you guys are multi-billion-dollar corporations, man, and y'all can't go a couple months. Like, so again, I just say that when it's like that, and we are all fortunate enough to work in an industry that we love, that when we talk to other people that don't work in this industry, they all look at us and say, man, I wish that I did what you guys did. So we work in something that we love. And even when you work in something that you love, you always have to keep yourself number one, and you have to think about that and take the emotion out of some things.
As I like to say, man, I sleep with one eye open.
You have to.
That's
you
it.
have to.
I never get comfortable.
You have to stay one step ahead of the posse, as they say.
Absolutely.
This business ain't safe.
No.
That's right.
Oh, hell no. We've seen it. You and I, Dora, we've seen plenty.
It's not
of this.
safe. I've seen a lot of my buddies just leave, and they do PR. They do other things. They go to the government.
PR, yep,
Right.
absolutely.
Right.
Media relations, yep.
If you're lucky, go somewhere you get a pension.
Right. Well, not to get off topic, but look at all of our colleagues that have left major jobs at ESPN, network jobs, to go work for themselves and be their own brand.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting close to that my damn self. I'm just being honest with you guys. Yeah. I'm thinking about doing the same damn thing. Coach Cat, we talked about it. I'm this close. I'm probably going to do it. Because what else can you do?
My buddy Kyle Draper,
right?
He had talked to me years ago. He became an agent. He still does.
He does it.
NBC Sports. Yeah, but he opened his own agency, and he said he never wanted to have sports clients,
Yeah.
but because he did sports, that's what he wound up
That's
with.
where his
That's what he brought up.
relationships
Well,
are. Yeah.
his girl got my old job in Orlando, Kendra Douglas.
Mm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing a good job. And he saw pretty much the winds changing in Boston and twice in Sacramento. We've talked about this plenty of times. So you can see what's going on around you. It's a young man's game, a young woman's game. And these stations, they don't want to pay like they used to. Back in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was some really big jobs locally. You can make $1 million locally. Now,
Right.
no, they want everything cheap. Real quickly, Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend, episode 42. Compete Forever Madden League Season 55, double nickel NFC wild card games.
Yeah.
You know what, Coach K? I got to be careful here. I need to figure out what days we have a new schedule now, guys. Buck fan TV, the Bears just cannot catch a break. You're right, they stink. But we'll see. We'll see what what's his name? The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton will do. Yeah,
Andy Dalton,
yeah. It's tough.
Ah man, guys, let me look this up real quick. I want to make sure.
You see, with Andy Dalton, the Bears are probably thinking we don't want to commit to another 3 to 4 years with Trubisky. Dalton, we could get him at a 1-year deal. He's a stopgap. He's a Band-Aid. We can move on from Trubisky. We still have Foles if we need him. He's probably a better relief pitcher. Taking the baseball analogy, and just rock with Dalton for at least a year. He's familiar with Kellen Moore, who's the offensive coordinator, who was also the offensive coordinator in Dallas. So I could understand the Chicago deal for Dalton. They did try for Russell. They tried. That's all you can do is try, and they couldn't pull it off. Yep. So I can understand the Chicago fan base is pissed, but it's going to be a while before they can right that ship. Who's to say? Maybe they find their quarterback in the draft. We'll have to wait and see.
All right. Compete Forever on Black News Channel this weekend, guys. 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Saturday, and just 11 a.m. on Sunday. So those are the times this weekend: 7 a.m. And 11 a.m. Saturday, and 11 a.m. on Sunday this weekend on Black News Channel. Yeah, because they ran us 5 times last week, only 3 times this week. So there we go. 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Saturday, 11 a.m. On Sunday. Also, Big League Chew 2K Association registration page. We're going to try to have that up by the end of the weekend. This weekend, we're going to start taking registrations. Look for an email or text blast to all you Madden and 2K players out there. Anybody that's ever played in any of our leagues or games or series, that's going to go out this weekend. We're going to have online qualifiers coming up mid-April. Live finals, Final Four will be April the 24th. We'll record that live and put it on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and it will air on Black News Channel a few weeks after that. So once again, Big League Chew, glad to have those guys on board. Bubblegum Fun, Big League Chew going out to everybody. They sent out some stuff today to the 2 Madden winners. A pretty good deal. We'll get that out. April 24th will be the live final. Qualifiers will start coming up. Look for your emails. Check out competeforever.com/Madden League for the Madden, and competeforever.com/ what are we going to call it? 2K Association.
Sure.
Will be the next one. Sure. We just did it live right there. Coach K, you looking at me like, what are you doing? The hell with it. We just ran with it. I know you be looking at me like, why you going to put me in that spot, dog?
We'll talk, guys.
We'll talk. competeforever.com/2K Association. Good stuff. Any shout outs before we get out of here?
Since you just mentioned 2K, right?
Yeah.
I want to shout out my old 2K game, as you can see it there.
Oh,
there you go. That's the GOAT one right
the 2K.
there. D, that's the GOAT one right there.
Yeah, I'm never giving away this. I'm never partnering with that right there.
Right.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
That's the golden era. That one, that's the golden era. Yes, sir.
That's like Madden 08 or something. Like,
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
NBA Live 05, man.
Right.
Best one.
Yeah.
Carmelo.
That's the golden era. Yeah.
That's the best one, bro.
Shout out to D-Dub's wife and his beautiful son. Hopefully they're doing well. Hopefully your wife had a great time.
Oh, they had a blast.
You did?
Yeah.
She left your butt here, man. Dang. That's heartless, dude.
One of her girlfriends was a birthday surprise, and the sister got like 18 girls to go on this trip.
Wow.
18 girls on one island?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I know they tore that island up.
There's karaoke videos.
Oh,
and they had a good time.
So. Oh, that's good, man. Well, you're a good man for
man.
Staying back, man. Yeah. So it was just all guys. It was guys night, guys
Yeah,
weekend, pretty
yeah,
much.
me
You
and my
the little
son
guy?
just hanging out, chilling.
Good. You put him to work.
Sir.
Yeah, I make sure he
Yeah.
still has to. He's on spring break, but make sure he still did his schoolwork and stuff, and then we played. So we had a good time.
Durham's that guy, man. He's that dad, man. I can see Durham right now. Hey, Willie, any shout outs, man? Jordan, Tyson, Jordan?
Yeah,
Basic?
shout out to my baby girl Jordan. Shout out to OG. Shout out to Kelly. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in and watching us, man, and being on this journey with us. We appreciate that. And check your boy out, the Sports Connect, Antonio
Yes, sir.
Show on vocal. I got to have my family on there soon. We got to get it. We got to do it again, y'all.
Yes, sir.
You forgot one individual. I said Siobhan's in the house. Shout out to Siobhan, the great marketing expert. No shout outs for me tonight. No shout outs. Larry Ridley, he's single. I'll just leave it at that. We'll get out of here, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. It's going to be 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll go 7. I got a date tomorrow, new person. So
He just said he was single. Now he still got a date.
D, I got going Chris Webber on that.
Larry, like to have some fun. See you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching esportsXTRA, the only live call-in sports show talking traditional sports, esports, and gaming. 7 p.m. Eastern, right back here at Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Have a good night, guys. Be good.